Let's see how pressure conversions work. So I drew in where 1700 psi would be on this pressure gauge, and we're going to convert 1700 psi into atmospheres to see how that works. So 1700 psi over 1, I'm putting psi in the denominator to cancel it out, and we're going from psi to atmospheres. According to our conversion factors, 1 psi is about 14.7 atmospheres, and that's going to give us, with some rounding, about 116 atmospheres. So when you use your conversion factors, it works the same way as other situations where you have to convert from one unit to another. Now let's see what 1700 psi would be if we convert from psi to kPa. So we are going to use our conversion factors on our chart, and it's kPa is 101. We're going to round 101.3 or so is about 14.7. So we cancel these out and we circle kPa, and we're going to get a pretty large number, about 11,700 kPa. What is the front tire pressure here? So front tire pressure that they recommend filling it up to in millibars and in millimeters of mercury. Now notice how this particular one shows it in kPa and psi. We typically go with psi, but kPa, psi, they are both just pressure units. So I'm going to put kPa on this one. So we have 230 kPa over 1. I'm going to go from kPa to millibars. Now we see that there is an interesting relationship here, so we should get a reasonable number. There will be some rounding error if that happens. So let's put about 101.3 kPa, and with rounding 1013 millibars. And what we see here is we're going to get approximately 2,300 millibars. Now let's actually go back and use kPa or psi for converting from that into millimeters of mercury. So we have 33 psi over 1. I'm going to go from psi to millimeters of mercury. That relationship here, we have 14.7 psi is the same amount of pressure, approximately, as 760 torr, or 760 millimeters of mercury. When we do our math here, with some really big rounding and some sig fig stuff, we get about 1700 millimeters of mercury. And that's because our units are canceling here and here. Go back and cancel our units so it looks nice. And that's pressure conversions. They're just like other conversions. Just make sure you know the conversion factors that you need to know for your course.